Testing, testing. Cool. We got audio. Get Instagram going. Welcome back. Welcome back to the evening show. How are you guys doing? Did y'all make it home? Did y'all make it home from work? Did you bust your butt on some snow or some ice? Hopefully. It's crazy because I expect the East Coast to be in a scenario where they're getting snow or really cold temperatures, but to see 10 inches of snow in Pensacola, Florida, I think it was 9.5 in New Orleans. That that's crazy. Literally, like you got half of the world, half of the United States, freezing, and then you've got half of the other half is literally on fire. That may be a sign of internal struggle, if you guys know what I mean. Yesterday, we talked about mental health and your mental health moving abroad versus living in the United States. And it's been an interesting week. It's just hump day. It's just Wednesday. And Monday started, and then Tuesday came, and then Wednesday came. And I don't, I'm at a point right now where I don't know what is going to happen next. We saw so much movement before the actual inauguration, and that was even fast. And now things are moving very fast. So I would be wrong to not ask, how are y'all doing? Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? I know you might not be. I know you might not be. I get it. I understand. So we're coming here tonight, and as in every night, we are here to give you guys something that you can use. Um, I wouldn't say today is, some days we give you hope and give you an opportunity to feel like, okay, maybe life is different outside of the United States. And what does that look like? But today we're going to get into some action items. Action is always important. Always, people will say, push, pray until something happens, but you need to pray. You need to do. You need to do. You need a plan. You need to do. And when we talk about what it takes to move abroad, like actually, not just theoretically, not just I'm seeing everything on TikTok and I hate outside. And there's some things that you guys actually need to do. Doesn't matter if you're moving to Colombia, doesn't matter if you're moving to Indonesia, doesn't matter if you're moving to Thailand. These 6 steps will take you anywhere in the world, and you're going to need to repeat them. You're going to need to repeat them as you go to different places. And you're going to understand why these things are very general, but also very specific and based off of not only what I had to do, but speaking with my expat community, both people in Colombia as well as people that live in other countries. These are all the same things. We all did the same things. We might not have had any structure in somebody to say, hey, these are 6 steps that you can follow, but there are. I realized we all did the same things. The ones that are successful, we all turned around and did the same things in different parts of the world at different times. And now it's our job. I wouldn't say as community leaders. I don't feel like I'm a community leader. I just feel like somebody that was willing to step up where there's a need. And right now, a number of you need somebody to be able to lead, to be able to say, hey, I've already done this. How do you go about making it easy for somebody that has not done this to do it? It can be very scary. You might not speak the language. You might be considering, how do I make money over there? So many people are DMing me asking me, where can I find a job in Colombia or Mexico or Thailand? And I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Now, if you're working for an international company, now we're talking about niche jobs. If you're working for an international company, you could probably do okay with that because you're going to be making non-local wages. But you come into another country looking to work there, you got 2 things at hand. One, You're going to be paid like local. And most of the time, United States wages, even the poorest United States wage worker is not the poorest or even average person when you go to US dollar comparison. So you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage. And then two, if you come and move from out of United States to another country and take a job that would have been offered to a local person, are you not exactly displacing people that are rightfully in their own place? You also have to realize that you guys, just because you're ready to leave America, doesn't it mean that you're going to, one, take America with you. Two, it does not mean that you can't, even though you may not be in America, become somebody that is a gentrifier or colonizer. I've seen so many of you guys come over here with American expectations and realize I'm not in America anymore. You're no longer in Kansas, Dorothy. Like, you got to realize these things. So these 6 steps are designed to guide you through this process, give you a starting point and an ending point. And the best thing about step six doesn't necessarily end. It's almost I remember Lamb Chop's Play Along, the song that never ends. We're going to get into it, but you understand why number 6 is something that you're always going to be doing. But let's just hop in. Number 1, the first one. I don't even have to look anymore. I keep doing this. So many videos up. But please, if you guys are not watching this on YouTube, go to Black Expat Life in Colombia on YouTube. All of these kind of conversations around the different topics that we cover, they are already there. So you can watch them at your own leisure. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff that allows more people to see the information that is here today. So the first stage we talk about is the ideation stage. Most of you are there right now. You have the idea in your head that you want to move out of the country. Congratulations. Congratulations. You know, you have met a crossroad that other people, so there have been many crossroads before the second coming of my main man coming. Like, there's been many crossroads before then. There was a first one. He came, he was the president beforehand. The pandemic happened. That was a crossroads because it was like, hey, nobody could prepare for something of this magnitude. And do I want to continue living life like this, whether it's in America or just my general life? So there's a lot of crossroads that happen, but so many of you are back at it now. In the last 3 days, we've seen things that have just been stripped in executive orders where we were told that we can't do this, y'all. There's a way to get things done. And we just saw somebody come in and just say, I don't care about any of that. So the ideation portion is probably where a lot of you guys are right now. How do I leave? Where do I go? Am I actually able to make money online or make money abroad? So many people are getting rolled back into work. Everybody that's a government worker is getting rolled back into work. Work from home is not necessarily, there are not really a lot of, unless you have specific skills, there may not be a lot of work from home jobs in your field. Does that mean that what? You change careers? You start learning skills that could translate to a work from home job? Because that's probably the only way that you're actively going to move with out of the United States with flexibility. So these ideas are just running through your head right now at the same time where you're constantly stressed out about the information, the news, TikTok down. TikTok said Trump helped us out. I'm like, he the one that said to take y'all down. Like, what we doing? So all these ideas are going on at the same time. You guys are actively trying to figure out, am I going to stay in the United States? Is this something that I can actually do? Or am I actually going to be like, let me go and find happiness elsewhere? But with these ideas come so many things that you probably didn't even realize that you're going to actually have to do. What do I mean? So many of you guys have been dealing with the stress of America that you don't even realize what you are leaving from. So many of you guys got comfortable with things that used to make you uncomfortable that you got to almost reset yourself. I always tell people, especially people my age, I'm 37 years old. I say, write it down. See it with your own 2 eyes. Say it out your mouth. Hear yourself saying these things that you're fed up with. See it. Write it in your own handwriting. Write all of the things down that you are looking to leave. Why are you looking to leave? Don't just have it as an idea in your head, but understand that you need to actually think about why you are leaving and have a clear understanding of that. The reason why is because how are you going to determine where you're going if you don't know what it is that you're leaving? What's causing you to actually want to leave? Oh, I just got a feeling. Ooh, like what? You want to sing a song or you want to actually make some change in your life? Realistically, this ideation stage has to you come down to yourself and say, I'm about to have some hard conversations with myself. Don't just be fed up. Be fed up and do something about it. So list the pros. List what you're looking for. Not only know what you're leaving, but know what you're looking for. You want to go build the dream man, you want to go build the dream woman, you better go build the dream life for yourself. You better look at the places that you're going to and say, hey, if I'm looking to go leave this, why would I go to a place without having done the research that this is the exact same thing that's going on? This is a question for you guys. I'm already here. But these are the things and the things that you need to start thinking about when it comes with this first step of the ideation. Because all of these things comes down to where you're going to land. You're going to hear me say it all the time because it's the most easiest thing that y'all remember, that y'all can understand how ridiculous it sounds. When Nas and Belly said, I'm going to Africa, he ain't had no continent, no country. He ain't have a city. He ain't have a neighborhood. He just had a continent and said, I'm going to Africa. Y'all can't just go to South America. Do you know how many different places there are in South America? Some of them don't even speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese. Now, you might have had Spanish in high school, but if you ain't listened and haven't used it since high school, one, you forgot it. Two, Spanish is not, if you don't know about Portuguese, so many people are like, oh, I'm going to go to Brazil. From my ear, Portuguese sounds like French people speaking Spanish or Spanish people speaking French. But it's both of those. It sounds exactly like, it sounds like this almost sounds like you were going to say something in Spanish and you just went far to the left. Do you speak any of these languages? Are you willing to get back into the student mentality of becoming a learner, educating yourself, learning from both a language and a culture perspective? Because if you are in a position where you're like, I'm not willing to learn another language, well, then your expat journey is into a very small amount of places. Very small amount of places. So these things that I'm telling you, the homework that I'm telling you to go do, it's all for you. It's not for me. It's for you. But I'm just trying to do what I can to help you increase the probability. I am not a guarantor. I don't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee anytime that most people in the room say they're 100%, they're telling you something that wants to make you feel better, but it's not actually true. So I don't guarantee that you're going to move overseas and you are going to immediately start living your best life. No, I don't. However, I give you the tools and the resources that you need to increase the probability of you having a successful time. Seriously. That's the best I can do. That's the best that anybody can do that's going to be honest with you about how they can help you. So when we list, after you get done listing these pros and cons, you're going to be able to start seeing something. You should start seeing something in the writings. Like, hey, I didn't even realize I had this much stuff that I was fed up with. So many of you guys in America don't even know what you're fed up with anymore because it's a part of your daily life. But I guarantee you're going to put a $100 bag of groceries. You're going to put rising healthcare costs. You're going to put the fact that you have to raise your children in positions where you don't know if they're going to come home from school. You're going to list all of these. Now, the good thing is, most of what America has told you is normal is not normal around the world. So that is one of the positive things. However, there are other things that you do have to consider. So once you consider what you're leaving, and then you consider what you're looking for, now you're going to start looking at where I'm going. And I say that is because I'm telling you, my messages, I get them all. I get people saying, yeah, I want to move to South Asia. I said, do you know what time it is right now? No, matter of fact, back up a little bit. Do you know what day it is right now? Right now, it is 6:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have a phone or a tablet, go go Google what time it is in Bali right now. Go Google what time it is in Bangkok. Now, yes, the people over there are going to be having an amazing time, but you haven't even figured out how you're going to make money overseas, let alone you're going to be a day ahead. Be real with yourself. I highlight Colombia, one, because I live here. Two, because I don't want to live anywhere else. Three, because when we talk about your first expat journey, where you take your first step out of the United States and living abroad, honestly, especially if you have to be working remotely on a 9 to 5 schedule, you probably need to stay on this side of the world. Because most people, you guys have lied to yourselves the same way you lied to yourself when you guys were in college. From a high school senior, you guys went from high school senior and decided to sign yourself up as a college freshman for 8 a.m. classes. Y'all remember y'all did that dumb shit? Y'all remember y'all did that? How many of them 8 a.m. classes did you miss? How many did y'all drop the class? So thinking that you're gonna go from high school to freshman as a college and wake up at 7:30 like you was back in school waiting for the school bus is the same dumb backward thought process that you think that you're gonna go and work 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and still live that best Bali life or that best Thailand life that you're looking for. Y'all go to LA from the East Coast and can't even keep up with the 3 hours time difference. 3 hours. So many people are looking for Ghana right now. Are going Black Expat Life in Colombia. We already brought an expat that lives over there to give y'all some information. But right now, it's 5 hours ahead in Ghana. Y'all get jet lag going to California, but you want to go move your whole life to Ghana with no real thought process on what time it is when you get there. Come on now. Y'all have to realize that most of these people on the internet, they trying to make some money off of you. They trying to sell likes and views and they trying to do all of that stuff. They're not trying to really educate you. They're wanting to paint a rosy picture so that you can follow and share and say, hey, it's this. This is exactly how it is over there. Nah, let's have some real conversations. So this ideation stage is so important because it's your springboard to whether or not you could start off the wrong way, and 2 through 6 is just all terrible because you started off thinking about it the wrong way. Reading articles and forums for inspiration. Listen, there are, I wouldn't say there's many blog articles. Blogs, I would say, is a little bit older than my demographic, but I will tell you that Facebook groups, if you aren't on Facebook anymore, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm dating myself, but like Facebook groups, biggest thing was one of the biggest things. You're talking about reading things for inspiration. Go on Facebook right now, go into the search bar and go into the group section and type in expat and insert where you want to go. There are going to be 20, 30, 40. I don't know. There are going to be a number of them. And the good thing about Facebook is you can literally see, oh, this is how many people are in here. This is how many times they post them a day. So you can understand if it's got any information that may be being shared that you can kind of understand. Before I listen, these are the things I did. I joined Costa Rica. I joined Mexico. I joined Panama. I joined Colombia because after I thought about what I was leaving and where I wanted to go, and considering I started to be on Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I was down to 4 places that I was realistically considering that were on this side of the world. And those were those 4. So what I did, I joined every Facebook group, the expat groups, the Black expat groups, the Baldman in Mexico. I joined every last one of them. And then I just posted up like damn Batman in the corner, just watching like, what they talking about? How does this community operate without me being in it? Do y'all want to be Ferdinand Magellan, Cristobal Colombo? You want to be an explorer? You want to go and forge a new path, huh? Most of y'all don't want to do that. Most of you guys are in a scenario where you want to be a part of a community that is already thriving. We have a community that is already doing things with each other. We already have a community where we go out to eat or we'll go hang some with somebody's house. Homegirl having a baby shower this weekend and we out. She invited us to her house. Shout out to Lauren. She invited us to her house for Thanksgiving. Like, we already are doing this, whereas not every expat community is set up that way. I tell you guys, you can't come over here and be an introvert. You're going to be an introvert in the United States, go for it. It's been going working for you, great. But if you want to move out of the country, get into this language and get into this different culture, because even if they speak English, it's still a different culture. You are going to have to understand how it's operating without you inserted in it. So that thought process of going into these Facebook groups, it's one of the biggest keys to your success, because it allows you to still sit where you are right now. You are on your couch, a la casa, chilling, watching me, TV going, hanging out. You could be learning about your future environment right now. But the time you're taking scrolling endlessly and doing something, and you got the fear of what the next couple of days, let alone the next couple of years, is going to look like. You could actually be educating yourself with some low risk things that cost you no money, but it does cost you time. It costs you jumping into the driver's seat and saying, hey, I got to get out of this, because most Americans are in the passenger seat of their own moving vehicle. Y'all letting America drive, and y'all ain't got your seatbelt on. You got to move out the country. You need to get your ass from the passenger seat into the driver's seat. It's your car. Why are you going to let other people drive your car to a place that you don't even want to be at? So these forums and getting into these Facebook groups, y'all might say, on Facebook. And we heard so many people getting off of, I'm getting off of Twitter, and I'm getting off of Instagram, and I'm getting off of Facebook. I said, what about WhatsApp? I need that. Mark Zuckerberg earns all this too. What do y'all think is going on here now? This is all rigged. It's rigged. Even TikTok, y'all, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, TikTok. Y'all was gone for a little. Y'all back now. I got 75 days. And if the United States don't own 50% of this platform, I'm gonna see y'all in another one. I'm gonna see y'all in another. That's what you're dealing with now, guys. So think about this, because this brainstorming thing is realistically getting into a scenario where you need to start putting pen to paper. Now, some of you guys are big on family, and I will tell you, family, the moment you tell them that you are looking and considering moving out of the United States, they're going to call you crazy. They are going to call you crazy. They call me crazy. Guess where they at? Home, cold, doing the same old stuff. You know where I am? Living my best life. I'm literally living my best life. Boxes are not for me. I told my pop, listen, don't put me in the box while I'm alive. Don't put me in the box when I'm gone. Spread me around the world just like how I live my life today. So many of you guys are in boxes right now. So many of you guys have gotten comfortable with somebody else telling y'all what's cool, calm, and acceptable for your life. They gonna call you crazy. So when you get over here and you meet me and you meet the rest of the community, guess what? They family called them crazy. You're crazy because you're willing to break a vicious cycle of consistent poverty, consistent strife, consistent worsening times with no better sight in the future. What we talking about? So I guarantee you, they're gonna call you crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. Listen, what's deemed normal now is crazy. Give you an example. And that's another thing. You're gonna get to Colombia, everything is por ejemplo, por ejemplo, por ejemplo. For example, literally, what's crazy? $100 bag of groceries. That's crazy. What's crazy? All the people that ran up in the Capitol getting pardoned by main man that told them to go run up in the Capitol, and then a congressperson telling somebody they gonna invite them back for a tour. They already know what it looked like. They took a dump on the desk. That's crazy. That's crazy. You gonna stay here? Nah, I can't tell you how to get over no girl, player. It's a random comment. How can I get over a girl? Move out the country. I don't know. Like, you don't have to get over America. You gonna have to get over the girl of America because America is a lying. She been lying to y'all. So be comfortable with one being uncomfortable with two being comfortable with being okay with being called crazy. I think it's crazy to still live in America. I actually think it's absolutely insane to still live in America. You can't go to grocery store, gas station, church, school, park. You can't walk down on Bourbon Street. One, they got 10 inches of snow. Two, they got folks out here that's willing to just like that's that's not what I deal with out here. So I'm willing to look crazy for people that don't realize that they crazy for staying in the same environment that has not given them anything, not given your generations of family anything except more headache, more struggle, more strife, and you gonna think that you gonna stay there and it's just gonna magically work itself out? How has that been working? Please tell me. So you got to think about how much emphasis in this thing I put on this ideation stage, because that is where you are today. It's so much y'all got to go do. Y'all have to get out of the passenger seat. Please, show car. I've been driving my car. People have been calling me crazy. Brothers, sisters, mother, father. I don't care. You know why? You know where they are? At home, complaining how cold it is. Why don't y'all leave? That's too much like right. Well, I'm just going to be wrong somewhere else then, because don't be afraid to look crazy. Because once you get these steps and you get these thought processes down, and you start really doing this ideation stage, it's going to naturally lead you to step two. Step two is the exploration stage. My good brother David Blake used to say to me all the time, Raj, you got to inspect what you expect. Let me say that again so y'all can understand. You have to inspect what you expect. What does that mean? You need to go put your eyes on it. Make certain that I didn't lie to you. I ain't lying to you. But so many of y'all aren't. There's so many people that's not going to see somebody like me, somebody that is willing to spend hours on a conversation with y'all to give y'all some real information. They just gonna go with understanding that the guy from TikTok told me everything was gonna be good when I got over there. So you have to inspect what you expect. So many of you guys are at a position where you're ready to just knee jerk and say, hey, what visa do I get? And you haven't even touched the country. Not realizing that your passport actually works as your visa into most of these places for a long enough time for you to actually inspect what you expect. Do not be motivated from the ideation stage and seeing Bali, Bangkok, Belize, Mexico, none of them, and sell all of your stuff without ever touching the ground. I'm gonna point you right. I'm gonna tap this out like, remember that video? Ding, ding, ding. Remember that video I told you about? Not to do that. And you still did it anyway. So don't tell me you had a bad time because you didn't do your research. So this exploration stage is so important. Now, depends on where you're going. Depends on where you selected. Some places are going to have something that is going to be 100% designed for you to have ease of transition. It's two words, a relocation tour. Relocation tours are going to be your best friend. I would say, hopefully, the places that you said, okay, cool, I'm going to check these 3 places out. Hopefully, all of them have a relocation tour set up for you. What is a relocation tour? You guys travel and have this thought process where you love beach towns because every time you can get, which ain't a lot of times, but every time you can get out of the country and you can go for a vacation, you go to the beach and you love it. I could just live this life every day, all day. That is fine when you are escaping the stresses of America. No, don't get me wrong, because some people really like the beach. But as somebody that moved from South Florida, I know what beach town life is. It's party, 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 beach, not a mess. There's not a lot of other stuff going on. You might need a little bit more excitement. So don't go and say, well, I've been to Mexico 1,000 times. I know what living in Mexico is like. No, you don't. No, you don't. At all. You know what being a tourist is like there. So these relocation tours are designed to not make you be a tourist. It's out to show you the places, because once you said, okay, this is the city that I'm going to, got to get into these neighborhoods. What neighborhood do you want to go to? Do you want to, in Medellin, the different neighborhoods, Poblado, Envigado, Sabaneta, Bello, Belén, they're all different. They all have different things there. Some of them are walkable, flat. You can walk for miles, and there's bars and restaurants outside. Some of them are high. I'm on the 22nd floor. Some of them are super high, and in a scenario where it's like, oh, um, beautiful view, but I live on a hill, so I got a dog. I got to walk. I can't walk outside to go to anything. It's a preference thing. But relocation tours are designed to show you exactly what it is that you can't see from the desk, because nobody's, oh, this is a relocation tour. Nobody's doing that on TikTok. Nobody's doing this on Instagram. They're giving you like flash in the pan microwave shit that is going to be designed for likes and the algorithm, but it's not designed to actually educate you. You can't go back to that video and say, okay, where did he said this, so I need to go do. There's no follow. There's no follow for you. The way things are all set up nowadays is like, comment Cartagena and I'll give you the free guide, and the free guide is 5 bullet points that. And I got your phone number and the email, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey, now I'm selling you something. How many of y'all to put your email in for that? So these relocation tours, hopefully y'all linking up with people that are like taking their time with y'all, putting their energy and effort towards something that is beneficial for the community. Showing, being able to bring you to a location and say, hey, you consider moving here? Well, let me give you a realtor, because there's a bunch of them out here, but not all of them are good or trustworthy. You spending $1,000 somewhere, you want to make sure you're going to get whatever you pay for, right? You're not in America anymore. Things are different. So putting you in the hands of a trusted realtor. When it comes time for you to go about a visa, what visas? An immigration lawyer. You know, I tell you guys, learn some Spanish, but I also know that even some conversations, like I can't yet have business conversations in Spanish. And something as important as you're moving, family, you, your life, your dog, you want to have something where you feel familiar. So all of our experts speak English. They do. We make that easy on you. So finding an expert in said field with English speaking capabilities. Listen, if your relocation tour is not doing that for you, you deserve better. Our relocation tours are bringing all of these elements to you guys, so you don't have to figure it out. Because the exploration stage, and whether or not you say, hey, am I going here with the glasses on, that the right glasses, to be able to see this in the light of, can I live here? Is this sustainable? I'm not on vacation. Where is the gym? Where's the co-working spaces? You know, do I need to have a 24-hour security guard? Do I want a swimming pool? Do I want an elevator? All things, when you get into the exploration stage, you can get hammered out while you're there. So exploration stage, super duper important. I live in Medellin. Medellin is 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit all year long. It's the city of eternal spring. But that might not be your cup of tea. Some of y'all are fall fashion and, you know, I want to wear a bunch of clothes. That's not my thing. But if it's yours, there's other places in Colombia that offer that. Bogota, get down to 30, 40 degrees. I don't want no parts of that. It's January and I'm in a t-shirt and some shorts and the windows are open. I don't want to have to close my window. Personal thing. Cartagena, so many guys are familiar with Cartagena. Cartagena is hotter than South Florida in July. From a daytime perspective, it's not a lot to do out there. I'm not a tourist. You're in the house under the air conditioner or in your pool. Here I can go out, nature, hiking. I went river rafting. Like, I'm from Philly. I don't do no river rafting, but here I do. All things that are going to come into the consideration of, where am I moving? That exploration stage and these relocation tours. And it's like, hey, if you are looking for a place that does not have a relocation tour set up for you, cool. This is what you can do. Go to movetravelcolombia.com. You're going to click on how to move to Colombia. The 6 steps are listed there. You are going to, and then you're going to look at these 6 steps and you're going to study them. And then you are going to go to our tour pricing and you're going to see what our itinerary is for the relocation tour. You're going to have to do more legwork than other people that are just coming to Medellin, but you can put your own relocation tour together. You can start looking at the neighborhoods of with the city that you're looking in and saying, well, what are the different variations of these neighborhoods? You can start looking into potential pre-vetted. That's why I told you those Facebook groups, pre-vetted resources in real estate. How many people know this dude and have already rented from him? Somebody will gladly take your money overseas. They will take your money in anywhere, in the United States too, but they will gladly take your money, because especially if you don't know anything. So you can start putting these you can curate your own relocation tour. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult, but at least you have a blueprint. But don't go without it. Don't sell everything. Tell your family, hey, I don't care if you think I'm crazy, kiss my ass. I'm out of here. Don't until you have actually gone and inspected what you expect. I want you to make sure I remember that. And that's a life lesson. Always inspect what you expect. Oh, I expected when I got there it was going to be this. Did you confirm that, or was that just your expectation? Did you verify what it is that you expected? No. That's like an ass out of you and me, my boy. You guys got to have to really, like I said, it's easy to be in the passenger seat of your own life in America. It's very easy. It gets real comfortable. So, step three. Step three, after you go explore, your plan. So you guys might be in a scenario where you might do a number of step twos. You might go say, I'm going to go to one in Medellin, and then I'm going to go to one in Playa del Carmen. And Playa del Carmen, Mexico, is not Merida, Mexico, is not Mexico City. So you might need to do a relocation tour in all of those cities to be able to figure out which one is for you. But once you determine that you say, hey, I'm ready to go, I've determined where I'm going to go. Now it's about planning. The planning situation is going to be super important too. All of these steps are really important. That's why we go through them with the energy, with the understanding of you need this stuff wherever it is that you go, because you need to create a timeline for your move. I moved in at the time that my rent, my lease was up. You might own a house. Leaving for you might mean putting your house on the market, and not a realtor, so it might be a favorable or non-favorable market right now. Is that going to keep you in America while your house is being sold? Question for you, not for me. But these are things that you have to think about. What is the timeline for you moving? I see people that are like, yeah, I'm going to move in a year, but if things get bad, I'll leave tomorrow. Are you leaving tomorrow if you ain't did your exploration stage, my boy? You're bugging. You're bugging. You don't even know what you're leaving. So thinking about these things, creating that timeline for your move are super important. Super important. Now, the only people, and no, I'm not even telling y'all that. I would say the only people I would tell to go get a visa from the United States, and I'm like, nope, because you still need to explore. You still need to explore. Now, what you do need to consider is each community, each country has different visas. They have different visas that are available. They have different visa. Everybody might have a digital nomad visa. Excuse me, but some for up to 2 years, some for up to 6 months, some for up to a year. All depends on where you're going. What you also want to consider is, are there any paths for residency, and or what are the paths for residency in said place? Because if you're looking for a more permanent move, it may not be something that you need to actually get figured all the way out. But I'll give you an example. For Colombia, for Colombia, you got the digital nomad visa. It's a short-term visa. It will not get you a lot of time here. 2 years ago, very fast, very fast. There's the investor visa, but the investor visa is tricky. Reason why is because the investor visa means that you have to spend on a property a certain amount of money based off of what the Colombian wage is today. So let's say it's like 100 times. So let's say you need to spend uh, 80, let's just call it $85,000 on a property. It's probably, I think it's definitely higher, but let's just call it 85,000. You need to spend 85,000 in 2025. But in 5 years from now, which you guys don't know because you are under the craziness in America, Colombian gives everybody a salary increase every year. So maybe That 85,000 is good for now, but in 5 years or 3 years, it might not be good enough. You might need to have a property investment of 95,000. So what if you're at a deficit of 10,000? Gets a little difficult. These are all nuances and different things when it comes down to these different visas that you might not be aware of. The retirement visa. So many of my parents and my friends, my old heads are in a position of retiring. And they're like, hey, if I retire, I can get $1,500 a month. I don't know what that's going to do in the United States. You're going to have old people robbing banks at this point. Seriously. But here in Colombia, at this day and age, in 2025, you need to make $990 in retirement benefits in order to qualify. Now, that always changes, and I'm not the expert. You can go to Daniel, and he will get you all. We'll Travel Colombia. He's already there. But all of these different nuances are going to change depending on where you're going. You also have to consider some things regarding meeting the eligibility requirements. I can only give you certain information about Colombia. But what I'm seeing more often is that as more companies are coming into a scenario, more countries are coming into a scenario of wanting to attract foreign workers, foreign people looking to move abroad. They're coming up with these different ways to spend long-term time here. I always tell people I would move with a job. Some people are like, I got $10,000 and it's gonna go real far over there. I'll be fine. Will you? Probably for a bit, but you're not gonna live the rest of your life off of 10,000. So how do you replenish your money? These are all things when it comes down to that. This planning. How am I going to sustain my life? I will tell you, you also have to consider where you're going in regards to if financial things. If you're like, I want my dollars to go further, you need to plan for that. Mexico, I was recently there for New Year's. The Mexican peso is 20 Mexican pesos to $1. Now that's a break, but in Colombia, it's 4,000 pesos to $1. So you can spend less and get more. Those are all things that you have to consider when you're considering, oh, where am I moving to? Well, cost of America is so bad, but you're going to move to Europe. At this point, the European dollar, the euro, and I think the USD I saw was at the same rate now. Are you really doing anything from hey, I'm looking to better my quality of life? So all of these things come down to it. If you're looking and you're going to a place that's a one of one where it's like, hey, it's the same cost of America, you got to think about budget. You got to think about how am I going to get around rent? Do I need to pay a deposit? So that's going to all come down to it. Transportation. How much does healthcare insurance cost? I'll tell you, for me, I have digital nomad insurance. It covers me if I get sick here. I can go to the doctor. Honestly, out of pocket, it's $40 for the doctor to come to my house. If I get sick here and I prefer to go back to the United States to receive my treatment, they will medevac me back there. If I happen to perish over here, they will repatriate my body back to the United States. All of these things, $56, $56 a month. But does need to be factored into the budget. You need to get understanding of what the local currency is, how much food costs there, how much rent prices are. These things are, one, good for you, so you can understand how much things are. Two, good so that you don't go paying $2,000 for something that costs $500. One, that's $1,500 in your pocket. Two, you are actively driving gentrification at 1,000,000 miles an hour when you're doing that. 1,000,000 miles an hour. So that almost goes back to step one. And I'm saying, getting these groups understand what's going on before you enter the room. So you don't come to another place thinking that they say, hey, it's $2,000. You're like, oh, that's cheap. That place was $500 in here the moment before you got in here. And the moment you said it's $2,000, the price doesn't reset. How do I know that? We didn't used to have baggage fees on airlines. They said it was to help the airline companies after 9/11. What's the steps? The 6 steps. We're going through them one at a time. If you're still on here, we're going through them one at a time. They are available on movetravelcolombia.com. These 6 steps in order. But that planning stage is definitely going to be important because you guys have to actually figure out, okay, I know where I'm going. What is my exit strategy? How do I get rid of some of this stuff? We'll talk about that too. But how do I get rid of some of this stuff? Because y'all got a lot of shit in America. Now, the uh the next step, which is the fourth step, is paperwork. Paperwork stage. Now I told you guys, don't go filing no paperwork. Don't use your passport. Listen, moving abroad is like a date. First of all, unless you're crazy, you would not be going on a date with an engagement ring. If you are going on a date with an engagement ring, stop doing that. But most of you guys would not be going on a date with an engagement ring. And I say that is because when you go and you are willing to put paperwork before you even walked around for real in the neighborhood, you're willing to go marry somebody. You're going to get paperwork on them, go down to the courthouse, get it notarized and everything. You got to get an FBI background check. You got to show that you legit because you about to marry this country. Chill out. Relax. Now, there is some paperwork that, depending on how you're coming, you may actually need to do that has nothing to do with a visa. Well, a human visa. What do you mean human? Y'all love dogs, pets. Not every country accepts your pet the way that you just moved from New Jersey to Philadelphia. Doesn't. Here in Colombia, you need specific shots that aren't required in places like Mexico. When I moved here, my dog wasn't even with me. You're over there now. But like first, I think at least 6 months, I feel like he was not here. He has paperwork. Come make it across TSA. And that's real. So y'all have to go and look at these things. You want to bring your little pet iguana. You want to bring, you have to go. Every one of these places is going to be different. There's only going to be certain size dogs you can bring. Certain breeds aren't allowed to be brought. You might have 3 dogs. You're only allowed to have 2. So it's a lot of things that's going to keep y'all in the United States. You can get out, but you just got to take a look at what paperwork you need with shots and vaccinations. Certain places in Africa, you might need different things. Yellow fever vaccination. So many people are against vaccines and everything else, which I completely understand with all the craziness that happened with the pandemic. But other people was like, I don't care what happened in America, and I don't care what you think, but you're not getting in here without the vaccine. Not this one. Dengue fever, malaria. Some of these places, this is common. Mosquitoes are definitely out here. Now, we're not in a situation where Colombia provides these things, but you have to do the research to understand what shots you may need with certain protocols. I'll give you an example. Once again, another por ejemplo. I learned this while living in Medellin, but traveling. So, as an American, if I go from the United States to Jamaica, I don't need proof of a yellow fever vaccine. However, when I am an American coming from Colombia, and they looked at my passport and said, "You've been in Colombia a little bit." First of all, there's a lot of stamps in here. Second of all, you've been there for about 60 days. You don't have a yellow fever vaccine? I flew all the way to Jamaica, and they literally could have canceled my trip right in front of me because I did not have a vaccine. Did not know that then. Trial and error. I literally found that out. I could have been in a scenario based off of the discretion of the Jamaican immigration officer. Oh, nah, you ain't got it. Go back to Colombia. Think about that, y'all. You just traveled 3-4 hours to get from Colombia to Jamaica, and you got to go all the way back home because you didn't know. So these things, as you continue to move around and move abroad, these things you got to educate yourself. Different protocols come on. These are all serious things. Now, we talked about this because we're getting into the 5th stage. 5th stage is the logistics stage. This is the tough one for you guys. We talk about this tomorrow in a lot fuller detail. But the logistics stage, we talked about if you own a home or if you're in a lease or something, either getting out of your lease, selling your home, aligning with your lease ending. But one thing that most expats aren't ready to face. Decluttering your life before you move abroad. It's a tough one. That is a part of step 5, the logistics stage. What do you sell out of all that shit they told you to buy that they said was going to make you happy? And here you are packing your life up to get the hell out of there. What? You got 80 pairs of shoes. You got to go down to 2 carry-on bags and 2 check bags. What do you take? Y'all gonna go through it then. Y'all gonna be like, Thursdays is really Tuesday's message, because I didn't realize decluttering my life before I moved abroad was a whole mental health thing. That I was like, I done spent all this time and energy and with stuff and things, and none of it gave me the happiness that was actually sustainable. Y'all gonna have a hard time. You're gonna get angry. You're gonna get angry with yourself. You're gonna get angry probably with America too. Like, well, y'all lied. Y'all lied to me. So when you have to consolidate your entire life down to these bags, you realize how much time you spent on buying stuff and things that were going to give you this happiness that you were looking for. Did it? It's cool. I know it didn't. But you're going to have to get rid of it. You're going to have some sentimental problems, sentimental moments when you're sitting around. I had it. I'm telling you, this is my life. I'm telling y'all what happened with me. I sat around all my clothes and all my stuff and my things, and I said, I don't know what to take. I didn't have a pair of basic white shoes and a pair of black shoes. I had shoes of all different colors that you can only wear that shoes with one shirt. That was my life. I had to get rid of a car that I spent my whole life saving up for, working hard, sweat, blood, tears, energy. We only got time on this earth, y'all. We only have time. It's the most important currency that we have on this earth, no matter where you are in the world watching this. Time is the most important currency. You know why? Because you need to go spend time at a job to get currency. So without time, you get no money. Time is the thing that even people like Warren Buffett, who got all the money in the world, he can't buy an extra week for himself past his expiration date. He can't buy to pay to be younger. Hey, today, January 21st, you are the youngest and the oldest that you have ever been. Because tomorrow, you are the oldest person. You are the oldest that you ever been. Because literally youngest, because tomorrow you're going to be a whole day older. You're going to be a whole day older tomorrow. Time don't go backwards. It only goes forward. So when we look at this and you realize that you done spent all this time, we just going through Christmas. I said this to Dr. Erica last night. I said, Doc, it's not even the 25th. So we're not even a full month out from Christmas. And guess what? How many of y'all kids still playing with them toys that y'all spend all that time and energy and effort on buying for them so that they can wake up on Christmas and have the perfect Christmas ever? They still playing with them toys? Hey, lovers of all sorts, men and women. You bought your lady, you bought somebody this, and this all for Christmas. She opened them all up. She was so excited. Oh, baby, please, you surprised me. Well, guess what? February 14th is less than 1 month away, and it's as if it never happened. They got to sell to help with your mental health. When y'all love to retail therapy yourselves to death, they got to sell for everything. We're having a President's Day sale. Why are we having a President's Day sale? What president are we celebrating right now that we need to have a sale in their name? Tell me. Memorial Day weekend sale. Tell me. So when you guys get into this logistics stage and y'all get into the getting rid of this stuff and the things and all this shit that y'all got, you're going to feel real lied to, and you're going to feel a little special, and you're going to be happy. You're going to feel happy. You're going to leave the situation happy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you almost went your whole life thinking that all that stuff and those things that you have around you, that was what you needed. But this crossroads scenario, when you saying, hey, I got to leave this behind. I can't take it with me. You're going to be like, what if I never woke up? What if you never woke up? How many people have you seen die still chasing stuff and things? How many people we know that ain't got no money but always got on fresh clothes? See you and ask you for $20. Got on the freshest J's, new outfits. How are you asking me for money and you are dressed better than I am? How are you driving a nice ass car but you don't have $50? You are outside acting as if you got money to put on the appearance of this stuff and these things. And realistically, you are both financially, spiritually, mentally, you are so poor. America will think that you're doing something with these stuff and things. And you'll realize you're not. So you got to get rid of your shit. Sorry. Get rid of your stuff. It's okay. But give it up. Because the logistics are you cannot take it all with you. You can't take none of it with you when you leave here. So why are you trying to take it all the way around the world with you? Get your important things together. Some people have medical situations, definitely we'll talk about exploration and looking. It's things you want to look into. If you have medical ailments or certain things that you need to stay on top of to make sure that you are healthy. Make sure you know where they are before you get there. Now, the good thing is everybody that's coming to Medellín, congratulations. I did all the hard work for you. All you got to do is just sign up for the stuff. Go to the website. The website's free. You got to sign up for nothing. Just go find all the information. Cool. Sign up for the relocation tour. Cool. You know how many people I meet on TikTok that jump on my DMs? It's a video asking me how to get their hair braided because I got a video of somebody get their hair braided. I don't have no hair. Can you tell me your hair braided? I am a man, sir. Ma'am. A bald one. But I'm willing to put the resources together for y'all so that y'all don't have to go figuring out who's legit. Because most of these people ain't going to give it to you. There ain't no hook on there. Y'all watching this for free. Ain't no money involved with this. This is something that you can use and never have to pay me 1 red cent. The smart ones will sign up for the relocation tour, pay me a little red cents so that y'all can have a lot better life off than most of these people that's going to go move abroad. But outside of that, I ask the people in my messages. I'm saying, hey, I'm an admin of the Black in Medellín WhatsApp group out here. Here's the link. There's a bunch of people in there to be able to ask information. I've created multiple Facebook groups, Black and Moving and/or traveling to Colombia, so that my people don't have to be worried about, is it somebody that already went and know what they're talking about? Finding the trusted realtors. Like I said, for people, these 6 steps are for anywhere. The people that are coming to Medellín and Colombia, y'all good. Y'all good. But if you don't, the blueprint, if you're not going to Colombia and they don't have the relocation tour set up for you, they don't have these 6 steps on the website that you can go look at any time. Shame on them. But you can go to my website. You can go to movetravelcolombia.com. You can figure out how to shape your life if it's not for Medellín, how to get there. Find a place to live. Very important. Airbnb is a good spot. But long-term, Airbnb costs you thousands of dollars that you ain't got to pay. Might want to have a trusted realtor. These are all solid things that go into logistics. So just making your situation easy. Bringing the resources of both doctors and veterinarians. Hey, not only will the human doctor come to my house for $40, the vet come to my house for $30. My dog got treatment that I'm like, why is she still here? The vet spent an hour with my dog. Y'all in America for $30, one-on-one. For y'all in America pay $60 copay after paying $300 a month in insurance just to spend 20 minutes in a cold ass waiting room at urgent care, to spend 5 minutes with a nurse, to spend 3 minutes with a doctor, just to get prescribed medicine that's going to cost you more probably than the $60 you just spent just to walk in the door. Come on. Come on. Like, what we doing? It's your life. I'm in my driver's seat, are y'all? This is all of the things that it's going to take for you. We have already gotten to step 5, and we are wrapping up with step 6. I told y'all when we first started and before we started, step 6 was going to be the most important step. 1, Because when we get into it, you're going to see why. But two, the biggest thing is it never ends. Step 6 never ends, and it's the settling in stage. You are going to start to love the place that you chose if you've done the first through 5 steps. But let me tell you something. The beauty of living abroad is this. You spent 30 plus years probably in America. You think you're going to learn it all in 2 years? You think you're going to learn it all in 5, in 10, in 15 years, even in Colombia, if you didn't go anywhere else, you would still be learning new things that you weren't aware of. New local languages and customs and sayings. You know, there were things that I did this year in my second year living here that I didn't do the first year. I did not know about them. Candle lighting ceremonies and special holidays that are designed around family and community. I'm finding a beauty and a joy in life that I was not allowed to have access to. How many of y'all families don't family the way that they used to? What if I told you that you could find your second family abroad and find people that are like-minded, that are willing to build with you? Just not say, hey, I'm going to go get it and you go get it and we never going to come together again. So many people's families are living that life right now. Brothers, sisters, don't talk to each other. I know. But here, we have the opportunity to learn from other expats in the exact same environment as us. We have opportunity to learn from other locals that are teaching us their customs, their culture, their language, their slang, how they eat, how they prepare foods, how they how they live life in a way where it's not so stressful. I'm telling you guys, that settling in stage is such an important stage and such a beautiful stage because you're learning the language, you're learning the customs, you're learning different things that will give you more value in your life than what America told you was valuable to you. So I'm still in the settling in stage. I am 100% still here. I'm still learning the language. I'm still learning the customs. I'm still learning to have my patience because nothing runs as fast as it does in America anywhere else. Hours. You're going to learn patience the easy way or the hard way. You're going to learn patience coming through that Colombia immigration. I don't care which city you pick. You're going to learn some patience that day. It's just a testimony of what you're going to see when you get outside. Nobody is running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yes, people make money. People make good money. Some people don't have a lot of money. But nobody is dying over killing themselves for money. People understand family, community, understanding that there is a place for you in said community if you are willing to be a part of it. So these 6 steps, if I was going to move somewhere else, I would be right back at step 1. What am I leaving? At this point, I'm not leaving the United States. So if I'm looking to leave Colombia, I'm like, okay, well, what am I giving up here? And I'm like, hey, I would rather it be like this. Personally, I don't have any of these things. Everything for me, I'm fine pretty much with 95% of the things that goes on in Colombia. So I'm not looking to leave. But if I was, I'd be right back at step 1. And then doing my own relocation tour and exploring that place before I decided, hey, let me go pull all my stuff out of Colombia. Let me go get some paperwork for my doggy. So I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm literally giving you the blueprint of what I and so many other people did with none of the resources in the background. The opportunity for you to take those resources and apply them. Don't tell them, listen, don't be one of them people, whether you're a prayer or not, y'all all know the thought process. People be like, oh, I prayed for God to save me and, didn't save me. And it's like, this is the lifeboat. You are looking at the lifeboat. I'm not saying I am a lifeboat, but conversations like this, resources like this, information sharing with my community, that is the lifeboat. That lifeboat was not available for many of us. And for somebody, and for I'm seeing more, we're going to talk about what we're doing tomorrow because there are more of us out here. The people that are willing to have taken the lifeboat and say, hey, let's send them back. Let's send that lifeboat back and let's go get them. But next time, they're not going to have to walk through the jungle to get to the lifeboat. They're going to have a whole motor instead of having a sail with no wind. We got y'all. I'm gonna continue to bring more resources and people that have already moved abroad, whether it's people that live here in Colombia, whether it's more expert chats, so you can get more information, Q&A answered, acts from these people that are out here doing this, helping these people on a daily basis. Or you guys can continue to walk in circles. You guys can continue to fumble and founder around and try to figure out, is this something? Staying in America. Stay. You don't have to leave. But don't you get on here complaining about how bad it is and you can't and you won't even do anything to get yourself out of what it is that you're saying that you hate. I got folks call me in Philadelphia, want me to come home to Philadelphia. And I talk to them and they're actively miserable in said place that they want me to come to. Why do you want company? Why? Don't let people make you think that you got to just go, you got to be comfortable for them. That's why I said, stop being in the passenger seat of the car that is your life. Get into the driver's seat. These 6 steps will lead you directly out of the United States and around the world, and you will see what America sold you as a dream is actually a dream. It's not reality. But you have to take the steps. You have to take the first one. You've got to take all of them to make certain that you increase your probability of having a successful time. Now, what I will tell you is, as always and as promised, I told y'all I'm going to bring these resources on. So tomorrow, I said Colombia might not be for y'all. The Colombian community here, we've got people from 25 up to 50, 60 years old. There's a mix of retired people here, retired military vets. There's young people. There's people coming in and out. Panama. A lot of people I know are looking to go to Panama. Shout out to the Thomases, Pam and Weller. They're in Panama right now. They literally called me and asked me, Colombia, should I come to Medellin? I'm like, based off of you guys' age range, you guys are retired. The community there seems a lot more in tune with what you guys may be looking for. And they took my advice. And I appreciate that because these are travel agents that are my parents' age. And they've known me since I was a child. But they've seen what it is that I've been able to do in these conversations that I'm having with you guys. And they actually came to me and said, hey, that young man knows what he's talking about. He could probably give me some advice that will help me. And I'm looking to move out of the United States. And they didn't come to Medellin. They went to Panama. And I put them in contact with William. William is my Morehouse brother. I don't know. I am a Morehouse graduate, but William is my Morehouse brother. William has already, I believe he's been in Panama for 4 years now. We will be on tomorrow with him. He actually does a relocation tours to Panama. Come on now. Told you I wasn't no gatekeeper. Told you I wasn't going to ever keep this stuff away from you guys. We are a community and we have to do what we need to pour back into our community, to work within our community. Just because I have a business doing one thing and you have a business doing another thing does not mean that we cannot collaborate. I cannot do it all. I'll be a liar and say, yeah, we're going to start doing Panama relocation tours. I've never even been to Panama, never mind the neighborhood. Why would I sit here and try to commit to something that I can't really help you with? That's people trying to get your money. That's people trying to get your money at a time where you need somebody to actually care about you as an individual. It's a cold world out here. People going to take your money for certain. Spend your money where it belongs. So William will be on here tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be talking to him. He's going to be going over relocation tours. We're going to have some real talk with these expats as far as what life is like out there in Medellin, Panama. My dad told me, I'm not looking to move to Panama. Trump said he's going to take the canal. Y'all gotta really watch. Don't watch the news. Gotta watch the news. Like, y'all will believe anything. Y'all will believe anything. You think Panama is gonna let Trump take the canal? You think Panama gonna lay down? He don't scare nobody, except y'all, except some people. So I'm like, come on now. Panama is a wonderful city. It's a dope spot for families. I see some families living there. Saw one of my Spelman sisters went there for Thanksgiving. Then I seen my other homie, Charlotte, and I seen Solon. They were out there with their families in Panama. And Colombia, Medellin is a wonderful family space too. A lot of retirees are looking to move to Panama. That community out there is relatively run by former Americans that are now retired living in Panama, 45, 50 and up. Our environment's a little different. We're gonna get into what that looks like. I'll be able to give you some information on Panama. I'm in Medellin. William's gonna be able to give you guys some information on Panama, but we're gonna be able to bring these resources together so that you can say, hey, one of these relocation tours, I need to join. One of these relocation tours, I need to go on. Hey, it's some brothers out there that's already done the legwork for us. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna make sure I tune in, tap in. Make sure the conversations that we're having. You go on William Page, go explore Panama. You go on William Page, he's sitting there talking to y'all. The relocation tours are there. He giving y'all real information that nobody's trying to like game y'all on. We want y'all to be successful because we know how bad our people need this. We need each other. I need y'all. Y'all need me. We need each other. So let's continue to build this community. Let's continue to make sure that you guys, wherever you are, y'all sharing these lives. Y'all sharing it with somebody. Y'all make sure y'all go to YouTube, Black Expat Life in Colombia. I'm on here right now. I'm on YouTube. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see me. However, all of the lives, they live there. So you can see all of the lives that we've already had, all of the conversations with the experts, with the different people that we've brought on. We've got William in Panama tomorrow. Saturday we'll be on. We don't even go on Saturdays, but I'm talking to people all over the world. Saturday, we will be on at 12 p.m. Eastern with my homegirl Bintu. Bintu is in Qatar. She's at Blacks in Qatar. That is on both TikTok as well as Instagram. Blacks with an S in Qatar. So we're going to get back into it. Listen, this is a girl I've known since I was 13 years old. Now I'm in Colombia. She's in Qatar, living her best life, reaching back to people like us that's still stuck, that we know that's still stuck at home and saying, hey, this is what my life is like here. This is how better my life is versus coming from a city like Philadelphia, growing up how the way we grew up, seeing the things that we've seen. Hey, let me tell y'all, that's not reality all around the world. So these conversations are designed to give you real information you can use. We give you guys these things because we didn't have them and we know how much you guys need them. So make certain that y'all are coming back here. If you got to follow, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, whatever it is, just make sure you're doing it, showing up, because this is the platform that you guys need to go to make sure that you are aware of what life like is abroad before you move. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for buy my master class. I'm just a regular guy trying to do what I can for my community because I know how much my people need each other, and I'm willing to be a voice of reason in a room full of noise. So, thank y'all as always. We did a minute, hour and 12 minutes. We did an hour. No, it was about 30 minutes earlier, talking about our relocation tours, going over the actual itinerary, how much it costs. All of that information is on Mood Travel Colombia. You go over tour pricing. You'll be able to see what we're doing, how much it costs, all of the things that you need. They're free. That's one of the, it's not many things that cost money on there. 95% of the daggone website is free resources. You guys can go there. You can see our YouTube videos. We've also got a Roots and Routes podcast, which is another YouTube channel that y'all can go to. That is for expats, for Black expats, four different places talking about what life is like abroad. So myself, RJ Mood, I'm out here in Medellin. We had Akeem on not too long ago, a couple of Fridays ago. He is in Cali, Colombia. We had Jasmine, shout out to House of Vibes. She's in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And shout out to my sister Bree, who was also my Spelman sister. Bree is in Key Calker, Belize. So literally, we've been doing this. You can go back and be like, damn, hold on, this was from almost 2 years ago. Yes. We've been this consistent over the last 2 years since I moved because I know my community needs resources like this, needs people to pour into us in a way where it's constructive and shows us that we don't need to go by ourselves. We can actually go together and go further. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Please, whatever y'all do, make certain that y'all keeping y'all heat on if it's cold. If you are in a place where it's snow outside and you do not normally drive in snow, Don't play around. Make sure y'all take your safety serious. Take your mental health serious. Take these conversations seriously. You guys go to YouTube Black Expat Life in Colombia and you got caught up, and you only caught half of this, it's on live. So go watch the rest of it. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe there. Comment. Let me know what y'all thinking. Let me know what questions y'all have. Let me know what y'all may want to see on this platform. Some things that y'all may want to see that we can bring and shed light on so that we can continue helping be the resource that y'all need to get your questions and answers taken care of. So I will see you guys mañana, which means tomorrow for my non-Spanish speakers. But outside of that, stay safe and stay warm. I'll talk to y'all soon.